Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Real Life Reddells. I promise we do still have children, and Janet and I are still married. We've just, with the job situation, with the construction stuff we've got going on, and with the start of school, we are now in our second week of school. We just haven't had a lot of time to sit down as a family and film any kind of content for this. So the other flip side of that coin is wanting to actually kind of show off some of the things that I can do as far as construction, just to drum up some business, because it's been pretty good actually. So this week we're going to focus on just some of the various different projects we've done over the last month, as far as just construction and handyman jobs that we've been doing. So you might learn something, you might enjoy something. If you enjoy woodwork or home renovations of any sort, you will enjoy this episode. So here we go. Okay, so today we are in Nacogdoches, Texas, and we are doing a whole bunch of improvements. So we're going to remove some grout and replace it with silicone caulk along a kitchen countertop. We're going to repair cracks in a walk-in shower, and then there's a tub that's got to have the same thing, cracks repaired. Sorry, it's really, really bright out there. Hi! And so we're going to sand and stain the front door. We're going to redo all the weather stripping and the door sweeps for all of their entry doors. And there's other things. I just can't remember what they are right now. So, here we go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is they've got a crack right here. And it does separate just ever so slightly when you stand on it, when you put weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill a couple of holes through this. This is just fiberglass. We're going to put waterproof expanding foam underneath it, just to kind of fill that space so that it's not just a void underneath it. We'll put something there. And then what we're going to use is Bondo body filler to fill in that crack and to fill in the drilled hole. We're going to use some resin and some epoxy over that, and then we will do the white epoxy to match the floor here. Now I will warn, I warned the customer, and I'm going to warn you as well, this texture that's on the floor is not going to be here when we're done. Eventually they're going to build a tile walk-in shower, so this is just to keep it from leaking. So, and then we got some cracks up here that we're going to use some different kind of epoxy for. Sorry, I was taking wrought iron off of the front door, so I've got black stuff on my hands. So this is gonna be fun. Okay, so while the expanding foam sets in there, I've got the front door, the entry completely taped off, and plastic is up. So now I've got to sand off the old stain and paint. So here we go. So, yesterday, we sanded and stained the door. That door looks amazing. Beautiful. So, what I'm doing right now is we've got to mix some epoxy to repair the shower crack. And I'll show you here in a second. We have already done JB Weld and the expanding foam in there just to seal things up. And now we're going to do a patching epoxy over that just so that it's white and hardened and smooth and matches the rest of the surface. Excuse me. So, flip the camera around here real quick. So this was the giant crack. We drilled 3 holes and put the expanding foam down inside there. So this whole cavity is full of expanding foam under there. And then we did epoxy, JB Weld clear, basically to seal the crack and to fill back in those holes. And there was another small little scratch, but I don't know if it was crack or scratch, so I went ahead and filled it with that as well. So I've got to mix the epoxy, which is white, and this right now is sanded, so it's a little bit of a recess, just barely. I mean, you can feel it, but you can't see it. So we'll spread that epoxy over this crack and over this little scratch over here. It says it takes 1 to 3 hours to set before you can sand it. We'll see. So if it takes 1, that's awesome, because that's probably how long it'll take me to polyurethane the door. If it takes 3, that's fine, because I've got a couple of other little projects around the house that we're gonna work on that will kill that time, so that this can be the last thing I do, is to sand that down and leave it polished. So there's the polish. Flitz polish. Came with the kit. Don't judge me. So here we go. I'm standing in front of the stove here. Okay, so I'm standing and I'm having to hide because the family's name is right here. How do you reach the top cabinets? Whoa. Those are some tall cabinets. All right, door is finished. It's still got to dry for another 2 hours for the polyurethane to set so that when we close the door, it doesn't stick to anything. Got the ironwork back on. That is a nice looking door. So redid all the weather stripping for all 4 of these entry doors, just to eliminate all the daylight. I've got to put a new sweep on this one, but I want that polyurethane to dry a little bit more because I don't want to mess that up. But the other 3 doors I've already finished. Now I'm going to go sand the 2 patches in the bathtub and the shower base and polish them and be done with that project. Okay. Turn this so you can actually see it. So it is hardened, both spots, and then you can't see right this second, but right here I also patched some cracks up here on this bench seat. So I've got 2 pieces of sandpaper, a 400 grit and a 600 grit. They are wet sandpaper, so you gotta get a cup of water and sand these down to where they're flush with the floor. So fun times, here we go. pretty door. So we used walnut, dark walnut stain, and then we just did one coat of satin polyurethane on this, just because we didn't really want it to be shiny. We just wanted to protect the finish, the stain. So, anywho, Riley, tell everybody what just happened.
Lucy just threw up all over me.
All over her. We have to put Riley in the booster seat because there's dog food throw up all in the seat. I mean, Lucy was loving on Riley and just emptied her stomach all over the poor girl. So fortunately, I had paper towels in my truck box, but unfortunately, we were on our way to Dairy Queen to go get a Blizzard. We are foregoing ice cream in favor of changing clothes and washing up. Ugh.
I still want to get some.
Well, I'll see if Mom and I may go get you some on the way home later.
Make sure it's strawberry.
Yes, ma'am. Lucy, you don't get to eat anymore before we get in the car. Poor thing. It's horrible, but it's funny. Yeah, so we just had the mailman drop by. So there's kind of a movement on Amazon right now called Clear the List, for teachers to post their wish lists of supplies they want for their classrooms. And so Janet created a list. And then when I became unemployed, instantly, I mean, she shared it on Facebook, and I think within 5 minutes her entire list had been purchased. And so now the packages begin arriving. It's like Christmas, and she's not even here to open it yet. There are good people in the world. More packages. Hey, Brooklyn.
What?
What is that thing called?
Nano goblet.
Now, what'd you call it a second ago?
Banana goblet.
A banana goblet? And it's the nano gauntlet?
It's a banana goblet.
It's cute. You're cute. You know that, right? Okay.
It's a banana goblet.
So, I've got my friend Darth Vader here with me.
Hi. This is so uncomfortable.
So, we're about to use the router table, and he doesn't want to breathe sawdust.
This is so uncomfortable.
Neither do I. I had to wear that out in the heat the other day building that deck when I was sanding it.
So we're in line for Panda Express. We're about to order something. What do you have to say about this?
I'm just an unwilling third party.
Okay, thank you, Dad, I guess. Alright.
Crazy.
We'd like to order some Panda.
I've been waiting all day to say that. We're going to get 3 of the kids' meals.
They don't sell Panda.
All of them with the orange chicken. You're a mess.
Our operation was a failure.
It was a very big failure. I think he's heard that many times.
Well, why is it called Panda Express?
Hi.
Hi.
What are we doing?
You know what we're doing.
Lucy's like,
They
oh,
don't.
we're going to Lowe's.
We're going to Lowe's. I'm so excited.
The sarcasm is strong with this one. Zoe, you're blocking her camera.
Daddy insisted that we take a road trip to go to Lowe's because he's got to. We're working on some honeydews, or he is, and he did not have the right kind of floor glue.
No, I have the floor glue. I don't have the roller.
I thought you said we needed a different kind of floor glue.
No, I said in that video that you...
Are you sure the floor glue's not old? Should you have checked it?
I did check it.
It's 5 years old, you're sure?
They're not... 2 tubs are 5 years old. 2 tubs are like a year old, if that. And they are all 4 perfectly fine.
Okay.
No, we've got to get a laminate roller. Hey, look, they're having to paint furniture too. Bumpy. Hi, what?
Nothing. We're rambling.
It's all right, editing. That's
Well,
beauty.
then pause it.
Okay, so Lucy's getting to go into Lowe's for the first time.
We'll see how she behaves.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Lowe's.
I bet the puppies will be really
So far she's been winding and zipping around me with that leash, so. So I've got all the, that was weird. I've got all the pieces of vinyl plank laid out. So they're all measured and they're cut. And again, all I used was just a little grease pen, a speed square, and then this is a different kind of knife. It's actually got a straight edge razor in it. So those are the only three things I used. I used some of the old pieces just to kind of cut around the weird shapes here because we've got a corner right by the bathtub there that's not squared off. It's angled, it's horrible. Drives me nuts anytime I'm in here, but I'm not fixing that right now. So now what I'm gonna do is go through and with the grease pen, I'm just gonna number all these pieces and then stack them up. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna spread the glue starting at this wall coming towards the entry, and then it's gonna sit for about 20 minutes. You'll look at the instructions on your own product just to make sure, because some of them call for 20 minutes, some of them are 30 minutes, it just varies. Once this is set for about 20 minutes, it becomes tacky, and then I'm gonna start from the side closest to the door and put those pieces down in order. That way I'm actually going across this flooring, coming back to this wall. So, we'll see how quickly I can do this. Okay, so that is the finished floor. Now I will give you some caveats, some warnings. So the manufacturer's instructions on the glue said to put down a certain size trowel. I'm really wishing I hadn't listened to the instructions on that, because even with allowing that set time for it to become tacky, there was so much glue on the floor, and I followed the instructions to the letter for vinyl glue down planks. He had me put so much glue on the floor that when you put weight on it, it just squeezed out like putty. It was so disgusting. So it took us probably about 3 days worth of scrubbing with adhesive remover to get this floor like it should be. But, I mean, in the end, it does look okay. You can see right there, the quarter round's got to be replaced because with all that squeeze out, it got all over that. I'm not going to mess with sanding that. I've got extra quarter round out in the workshop. We'll just replace that. So, all in all, not terrible. By golly, as much glue is under there, that better hold for a decade. And the girls have not flooded this bathroom once since we repaired it. So, There we go.
Mommy.
You hear mommy? Well, mommy's not on the video, silly. Hey, Brooklyn, what are we doing?
I don't really know.
Are we practicing to be people of Walmart?
No.
You kind of look like you are, baby. I love you.
But I don't work here.
Can we kiss? Okay, let's see if we can do it.
Okay. Zoe.
Keep going. Okay, so right now I am on my way back out to Fairplay. If you saw the wraparound steps for the deck, this is that same customer. They've got me coming back out to replace, they had some trim around their porch columns, but it was MDF. And I don't know who put MDF on these porch columns, but the first time it got wet, it swelled up and peeled away from the house and it was ruined. It wasn't sealed properly, it wasn't painted, there was no caulk to seal up the seams and the edges where they'd cut the miters. So anyway, so we ripped that all off yesterday. Actually, we came out here, took that all off, used that to measure cuts for the 1x6s, which actually are right there in the Brooklyn's booster seat. So anyway, so we're gonna go out there, we're gonna throw those on, and then I've got some crown molding, which is exterior graded pine that's already been painted, so it's white as well. We're gonna cut the miters on that and tack that on top of that. We're gonna do trim pieces on the top, and for 2 of the columns, we're gonna do trim pieces on the bottom. So this will be a fun, should be a relatively quick and short little project, but it's really gonna dress up this patio. So here we go. Alright, so as you can see, we've been doing a plethora of different kinds of projects, from just facelifts for houses, and I apologize for the light right now, I'm driving into the sunset, it's quite fun. I'm actually on my way to a project right now. So, we've been very busy. So if you live in the Carthage area, look me up on Facebook and send me a message. I mean, even if it's Longview, Nacogdoches, Tyler, I've got a client in Katy that we're talking to about doing a bathroom renovation. And then we've got a client in the Fort Worth area that's contacted me about doing flooring for the living room. So, I mean, as long as it pays and it's worth my while to travel, I'll travel. Now, I'm not saying I want to go to Delaware or anything like that. I mean, California seems a little bit extreme too, because it's not like I can price materials and haul them all the way there. I mean, that's a 24-hour drive. Good night. Anyway, but encourage y'all. We've got all kinds of different content. I promise you, Janet and the kids will be back on this channel very, very soon. We've got several episodes that we started that we just didn't finish because of the whole job situation. So we'll try to get those wrapped up as things kind of settle down for us. First football game of the season is this Friday night. Settle down what? Anyway, so I invite y'all to click subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime we upload new content. We do have some really cool stuff coming up this next week. We've got another patio cover that we're going to tear down. We've got some renovations to our workshop that we are going to continue over this weekend because I do not have anything scheduled for this weekend other than working on the house and working on the workshop. So watch for those videos. We've got some really cool things we're fixing to do to the workshop that I think if you are any kind of home improvement fanatic or just a hobbyist, I think you will enjoy some of the things we've got coming up, because it'll give you some ideas on how you can greatly improve and expand and change your workshop situation without spending hardly any money. There's a little money to be spent, but not a ton. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.